Okay, back again for part 3 of the boho bead, and this is where I wrap the lollipop bit. I usually start with a bit of fabric or sari silk. These are both sari silks. I've got some turquoise, well this isn't sari silk actually, this is silk chiffon ribbon, and then I've got a selection of threads. I buy these from, I'm in the UK, as obviously you can probably tell from my accent. I buy these at quilt shows, places I go. Two of my favourites are Steph Francis and Oliver Twists. They both do mail order. They probably ship abroad, I don't know for sure, but I'll try and put some links under these videos so that you at least know who I shop with. But to be quite honest, you just need something with a bit of glitter in it. You can use any yarn, any fabric. I've got all sorts, and some of them are very basic acrylic knitting yarns. There's nothing that fancy. And I also use Fabri-Tac. This is really comes into its own when I'm doing these. So I'll show you how I start with the wrapping, and we'll see how far we get. This can get a bit messy, but everything gets covered up in the end by the thread, so I tend to start with just putting a sort of smidge of Fabri-Tac on there. This one I want, I've cut it to more or less the width or the length of that lollipop, and I'm just going to wrap it round, keeping it fairly tight. I don't mind if it gathers up or frays a bit. It all adds to the interest at the end, although to be honest you won't see much of this anyway. So this is fraying quite badly, so I'm just going to cut those frayed bits off. Go back to the glue. Some more glue on there. I don't mind if it seeps through and shows, because again we'll be covering most of it up. So I'm just holding that because it doesn't want to stick, which is typical. Okay, I think we've got it. And then this one, just to show you the difference in how I might wrap, you can see that I've got a thinner piece of ribbon here, and I'm just going to literally wind that round. I'm hoping I've got enough to go back down again. I'm just catching that end in that I've got there, and again I'm going to dab a blob of glue and just hold that while it sticks. And then probably what we'll do is wrap some of the yarn round. You could make them fatter if you wanted to by putting more fabric on. Sometimes I don't put any fabric on, sometimes I just wrap the yarn around. Let's have a look at the pink ones. This actually is one of my favourite yarns. I think I got this from Steph Francis, and it's a hand-dyed variegated cord and looks really pretty. And I also like this this variegated one. This one is more blue than pink. So I might put that on there maybe. But that's a really pretty one as well. And also in here, what have we got in here? I don't want anything too bright really, so this, what's this one? So that's quite a pretty one, but we'd be putting a bit more green in if we put that in, but sometimes that works, so I would just try it and see what I thought at this point. And I like it with that bit of pink. I quite like that actually, so let's just go for that, shall we? Let's just go for that. So I'm cutting off a length because I don't want too much, and then I've just noticed this one, which is also really pretty. Let's just try this one. See what I mean about endless possibilities? No, we'll go with the other one. Any bits like that that you get caught, you can just cut off later. This has come unstuck, so let's pop that down again. And again, I would just put dab some glue up here, and we'll start at the top and just wind this round. Again, I'm doing it quite tight. To the end. Dab this down. Because I want it a little bit more, a little bit of pink on the top, I'm going to go back to my favourite thread, which is this one, and I'm just going to wind a piece of that round as well. I don't worry about the glue, as I said before, I don't worry about it showing, or I find that once, because we've still got ribbon, not ribbon, sorry, wire to go around this. I'm trying to push that over the end, and I want to glue it over this green bit. And sometimes you do have to just hold these in place. Sorry, I think I was probably way out of camera there, was I? Oh dear, I might have to do this one again. Okay, so that's where we're at the moment, and we've got quite a pretty multicoloured bead there. Nothing sparkly about it yet, but I'm going to put a little bit of this sparkle thread round, and then I'm going to wrap it with wire, and I'm going to glue that just in the same way. I don't want too much of this, so let's start here. See what I mean about you don't actually need loads of fabric, because by the time you've done these wraps, they're actually quite fat in the end, these beads. True is because I've only got 10 minutes as well, I'm trying to rush this, but anyway. So there's a little bit of sparkle on it, and then I'm going to do this one in a similar way, probably with this this ribbon, and a little bit of this sparkle, and then I'll come back and show you how I wire them. Thank you.